Match 29 of the Big Bash features the Melbourne Renegades and the Adelaide Strikers. Let's build our fantasy team on my 11 Circle Fantasy Pick on ESPNcricinfo. I'm Rono Kapoor and Andrew Mcglashan is all set to join me. Right, let's go to our pro tip. And the Melbourne Renegades, they just cannot seem to buy a string of wins. And we're going to go to our pro tip, which says that their batting average is 16.16. Their bowling average is just over 33. All other teams have better numbers than these, and it would be a high risk to include many players from the Renegades team. Well, you don't need to look at just the numbers to get that, Andrew Mcglashan, and it's not been happy hunting for the Renegades. Is that a fair pro tip? Just pack your team with the opposition whenever the Renegades play?
I think it's heading that way. They're having another shocker of a season. They seem to be heading for the wooden spoon. So, yeah, it's going to be hard to push too many of their players high up the list of ones who could be picked. They're really struggling again in all facets of the game.
Right, struggling anyway. And now without a couple of key players, certainly without Sean Marsh. Nasha, what's the latest on that? And any other player availability news that you can get us?
Yeah, so Sean Marsh is staying in Perth, which is his hometown, after the latest game to be at the birth of his next child. We don't know quite how many games he's going to miss. It could be up to 2 or 3, but it'll definitely be this next one. The other player who now has some uncertainty around him is Riley Rousseau, the South Africa batsman. He tweaked a hamstring in the last game, so he's very unlikely to be available either.
All right, thanks very much for that, Nasha. Now, remember, viewers, do check in after the toss for the very latest team news. We can't always fill you in for the updated injury news, etc. So do check in after the toss. Let's go to our team. You can bank on quite a few Adelaide Strikers players. Before that, a quick reminder, if you haven't been playing regularly already on the My 11 Circle Fantasy app, 100 credits for every user to build their fantasy team. 4 categories of players to choose from: batsmen, bowlers, wicket keepers, and all-rounders. Every player's individual credit value is listed on the app. You can pick a maximum of 7 players from one team in any given contest, and we'll throw in 4 substitute options for you towards the end of this video as well. Our captain choice for this one is Alex Carey. Now, the Adelaide Strikers players will feature heavily in our side, and Carey is their leading run scorer this season, nearly 200 runs in 5 games, an integral part of the Adelaide Strikers team. And at the Adelaide Oval, Alex Carey averages 37.22, having scored 670 runs in 19 innings. And don't forget, he can always get you those extra points, affecting dismissals behind the stumps. Vice captain Rashid Khan, now against a team that had 3 batting collapses in 7 games, including scores of 60, 80, and 89. Rashid Khan, one of the best bowlers of the tournament and in the format around the world, is expected to cause a lot of trouble. He's among the top wicket takers this season, 11 wickets at an average of just over 17. So Rashid Khan is vice captain, Alex Carey is captain. They give you 1.5 and double the points respectively. And we've gone with 2 stalwart Adelaide Strikers players. Kane Richardson among our top picks, easily the best bowler for the Renegades. He'll feature whenever the Renegades play. He's also picked up 9 wickets in 7 games so far, and more wickets at the Adelaide Oval than in any other Big Bash League venue. 23 wickets in 20 games. So he likes playing at the Adelaide Oval, does Kane Richardson. Mohammad Nabi is there as well, the number 1 ranked T20I all-rounder in the world. He started the season in indifferent form, but he's come back strongly. Important little cameo of 33 of 24 in the game against Sydney Thunder, and he's picked up a couple of wickets in the match against Sydney Sixers. His all-round capabilities make him a must-have in your team. And Jake Weatherald to wrap up our top picks, one of the more prolific run scorers in the league. He's had an indifferent start to the season with 3 single-digit scores and 3 25-plus scores. He's yet to make a mark at what is his favourite venue in the Adelaide Oval, and this game could be the perfect opportunity. He's the top run scorer at this ground, scoring nearly 800 runs in 27 games. Alex Carey is captain, Rashid Khan is vice captain, Kane Richardson, Mohammad Nabi, and Jake Weatherall wrap up our top picks. Happy with those, Nasha?
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's hard to endorse too many other Renegades players for those prime spots, as we've already mentioned. The one change you may want to consider, partly on his own form and partly on who you'll be playing against, is maybe even promoting Rashid Khan to your captain. He picked up 3 wickets in the last game, and he could be on for another bagful, you feel, in this match against the Renegades. So, I mean, Carey's a very good choice for captain as well. As you say, brings points in 2 facets of the game. But Rashid Khan, I'd be quite tempted to see if you could get as many points as you could out of him in this game.
All right, let's go to some differential picks now. We're going to feature Jonathan Wells, 32 years of age, now considered to be a specialist finisher, and he was touted to be good enough to be part of the national limited overs squad. Had a below-par season until the last game. He's come back to form after being promoted up in the batting order and scoring a 66 against the Sydney Sixers attack. A pretty good average since Big Bash season 8, nearly 60 in the middle overs, and promoting him again in the batting order might help score more runs for Jonathan Wells. Wes Agar is there as well. He's been making waves this season in a team that's usually overshadowed by the likes of Rashid Khan and Peter Siddle. Among the top wicket takers this season, 11 wickets in 7 games, average of under 20. So Wes Agar and Jonathan Wells in our differential picks. Our full teams, he's Alex Carey as our keeper option. He's also our recommended captain. We've got Aaron Finch, Jake Weatherald, and Jonathan Wells. So too, Mohammad Nabi and Jack Prestwich. Rashid Khan is vice-captain choice from us. Peter Siddle, Wes Agar, KANE Richardson, and Peter Hadzoglu. Substitutes bench, he's the likes of Sam Harper, Phil Salt, Dan Worrell, and Danny Briggs. Nasha, any swaps that you'd suggest? Any more last-minute changes for our viewers?
No one that really leaps out, although something you may want to consider if you're feeling a bit left field and a bit brave for this game is because of the issues with the Renegade side that we've spoken about. They're likely to pick a couple of their young batsmen in this game. Mackenzie Harvey, who you'll remember took that worldie of a catch a couple of games ago. And then there's Jake Fraser-McGurk, who's another highly promising batsman in a team that really is getting to the stage where they have nothing to lose. If you're feeling adventurous and you fancy to back a youngster, one of those two might be one you could draft into your 11.
All right, brilliant. Thanks very much as always, Andrew Mcglashan. There you have it. You could consider the odd left field choice for the Renegades given how their season is going. But like I said, most importantly, do check in with team news for picking players only in the 11s from both sides. We'll be back with plenty more on my 11 Circle Fantasy Pick on ESPN Cricinfo right through the Big Bash League.